Hey everybody, this is Lauren from Cat Fit Yoga, bringing to you a short little sculpt flow. It's going to be around 15 to 20 minutes long, and you can definitely follow along if you want. Use some weight if you want. If you've got a couple of water bottles that are about even weight, or a couple of cans of soup if you don't have weights. I'm going to use a 5-pounder or 3-pounder in each hand when I do go to flow with the weights. But again, you can use your body weight and that will suffice as well. But let's go ahead and get started, just making sure that you're warmed up. Let's take a few breaths and just waking up the hips, kind of checking in with things. We always like to start class with some breaths, so breathing in, seeing how your hips feel. And of course, you can do a longer warm-up than what I'm going to be doing for all intents and purposes today. Go ahead and reverse your circle if you're circling with me. Seeing how things feel. So before we start moving around a lot, now's a great time just to focus on your breath and get the movement going, and then do an assessment on how your body's feeling. All right, coming all the way to the center. We're going to go ahead and start with some ab work. So moving all the way onto your back, pulling your knees into your chest, and just moving your knees side to side, checking in, seeing how you feel here. Short little spinal twist. Take the knees over to one side. Be real careful. Make sure you're engaging your abs. And take a nice deep breath. Engage your core. Come all the way up and over to the other side. Make sure to engage your abs all the way down. And if you like that added twist, of course, look into the other direction. Coming back to the center. We're just going to do some short abs here. So walking our feet up close to our heels close to our hips, bringing our hands back behind our head. Take a breath in. Exhale, lead with the chest. So rather than rounding the neck out, keeping the head nice and straight, keeping the neck straight. Exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. Checking in with your breath here, keeping it nice and steady. We're going to add on, if you're already feeling some good core work here, this is where you might want to stay. But only adding on if you like. Bring the knees up and bring the legs to a 90-degree angle. So we don't want those knees in close to the chest just yet. Leaving those legs out just a little ways. So almost like you could stack the knees right over the hip here, up and down. All right, giving ourselves 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Hold it right here. Now the head can stay up, or you can set it down on the floor, but making sure that we're pressing our abs hard into our backs. All right, taking just 1 foot down, flex the feet, drop one heel down, see if you can tap it toward the floor. It doesn't have to touch. Come back up. And tap it other side. Back up. Side to side. Checking your alignment. And if you don't have a mirror, right now I can actually check the camera, but I want to just kind of look up towards my knees and make sure they're not coming in too close to the chest. Otherwise I'm going to lose a little something there. We want the abs to have to work. We're keeping the breath nice and steady, and we're smiling. And we're breathing. Four more on each side. 3, 2, and last one. Good. Come on in, bring the knees in, check out the back. Roll yourself up onto a forearm. So we're going to roll over to the side and roll into a forearm. Now I'm going to make sure that I keep facing you guys. When I switch over, I'll just be flipping to the other side of the mat, but you won't have to do that. Okay, so feet can go wherever you want them. We've got our shoulders stacked right over our elbow, and we're lifting up nice and tall. Now, if this is a little bit too much sensation for you, you can drop a knee down, take that arm all the way up, making sure that we're stacked nicely, and reach it all the way underneath. So reach. And we've got 8 of those. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, starting to warm up a little bit, especially through that oblique on this side here. Last one. All right, now all you're gonna have to do is flip over to the other side. I'm gonna switch ends. And again, stacking things upright, making sure we've got shoulder over elbow, coming into that forearm or modified forearm side plank. Take the arm all the way up and reach it down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Last one. Perfect job. All right, we're rolling on over, moving into tabletop, coming on to all fours. We've got our shoulders stacked over our wrists and our knees right up underneath our hips. Take a breath in, drop the ribs down. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Give yourself 2 more of those just to stretch out the abdominals a little bit. If you're like me and you haven't gotten to do a whole lot of working out, we've definitely gotten some exercise but not working out the last few days, then you might be feeling the abs a little bit more today. All right, tuck the toes under, press back for a nice little toe squat and give yourself a few breaths. All right, just seeing how things feel. Spread the fingers out nice and wide. Let's walk them out a little bit farther so that they're not right up underneath us. They're out just a little ways. Leaving the toes tucked under. Lead with the hips. Push back into down dog. Walk it out. Start warming up the ankles. All right. Walking it all the way into forward fold. Take a big breath, come into a nice extended Tadasana or mountain pose. Remember that we're hinging and unhinging from the hips. So we want to really make sure we're engaging the muscles along the back of the legs, all those core muscles. Take the arms nice and wide. And exhale back down, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale it down. Last time, inhale up. And this time as you exhale down, if you're using weights, grab your weights. You can use that heavier set if you want. Come all the way back up. Now we're not going to take the arms out in front. We're going to keep them close to the body. Exhale it down, push back into chair. Press the hips back. All right. Shifting the weight into the right foot. Lift that left foot, float it back for a crescent lunge first. So we're just going to get a nice little stretch through the legs. Drop it down, roll those shoulders back. All right, now dropping that back heel down into warrior one. Bring the arms all the way up. So we've got our elbows pinching towards each other like we're trying to squeeze those shoulder blades back in the back. And we've got our weights almost as if we could tap our shoulder heads with our weights. But they're not going all the way there. They're just coming pretty close. All right, now hinging forward just slightly. So rather than staying way up, just a slight hinge. Engage the core, press it up for 12. 10, 9, Now, hopefully I won't lose count while I'm starting to blab a little bit. We want to make sure that we are engaging our legs here. 6, I hope. 5, 4, 3, 2, pressing through that front foot, and 1. Unhinge, open it into warrior 2, coming toward the side. So making sure that those hips are not going toward the front. We're opening the hips toward the long edge of our mat, and we're really pushing through that pinky toe on that back foot. Checking our knees. So if you feel like you're a little bit more like this, bring that foot back a little bit. You don't have to have a really deep stance. What we really want to focus on here is that hip opener and keeping ourselves nice and stable. All right. Taking both of your weights, if you're using weights, again, and bringing them all the way into the side arm. So it's going to go along with that side where the extended leg is. This arm's just going to hang out and enjoy itself. Move into reverse warrior. And press all the way up, modified side angle. Bring it back. And down. 12 of these. 10. Were you holding your breath? Don't hold your breath. 9. 8. 7. Really press up through there. So if you're not using a heavy weight, you can use 6. You can use isometric contraction. 5. 4. Really push it up there. 3. Good. Last 2. Last 1. All right, wind it all the way back around for crescent lunge. Take those weights all the way up, drop them down. All right, take that right foot back, press back into modified or full plank. So you can be in a modified plank here, but just make sure that the elbows aren't going out to the sides. They're going all the way back. All right, if you're in a full plank, same thing, but lean forward just a little bit, drop it down and up. 12 of these. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Gosh, you can tell I haven't worked out in a few days. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Up dog. Down dog. Stretch it out. Coming all the way up. All right. Staying in forward fold right here. Take a big breath up. Come all the way up. Exhale. Bring the hands to the heart center and let's open into Sun God here. So we're going to open into Sun God. Reach for your weights one more time. All right. Moving into Sun God. Bringing our elbows close to the ribs here. And you can take yourself down a little lower if you want. Just make sure that those knees aren't poking in. They aren't dipping in. So I want to push those knees back. Take it out for 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3, 2, and 1. Crescent lunge toward the other side. Come on into that really good, strong crescent lunge now. Bring those arms on up. Drop that back heel down for warrior 1 on this side. Really pushing through the legs. Energize those legs a lot. Hinge forward. Press it up. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, oh man, 4, 3, I'm starting to think, why was 12 a great idea? 2, and 1, open into warrior 2 again on this side. Roll the shoulders back. If you're starting to get a little tensed up, check in with the neck. Make sure those legs are set right where you want them. Both weights, if you're using weights in that back arm, take it into reverse warrior and press it over. 12, 11, 10, 9. Now the shoulders are getting a lot of work here, but we can make sure that the legs are too. 8, really energizing those legs. 7, 6, 5, bring that back elbow as close to the hip as you can. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Crescent lunge to the front, or to that back side again. Take those arms all the way up, hinge forward, drop it down. Push back into plank. We're gonna add those minis again, so if you're like, oh heck no, then drop the knees down if you want, or leave the minis out. Peek forward, drop it down. 12, 11, 10, 9, elbows are going back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, I don't know if I've got a chaturanga in me. 3, 2, 1, drop it on down. Up dog, oh lordy. Down dog. Stretch it out. Drop the knees down, press back. So you can do that as many times as you'd like. Just remember to keep good form, making sure that you don't sacrifice form to try and get numbers out or repetitions, sets out. Because that basically was one set of that flow. You can do 1 to 20, just depending on where you are in your fitness level and seeing how you feel. All right, let's go ahead and push up into downward dog. We're going to add a little pigeon pose here. So bringing the left leg up, bring it all the way through for pigeon pose on this side, and stretch it out. Now if you've got a buddy to look at, someone that you're doing this flow with, look over at them and go, you were amazing. Did a great job. All right. I wish you guys were right here. Walk it down for sleeping pigeon if you'd like. We're not staying here real long, but again, that's something you can adjust for your practice. Walk it back up, push back into down dog. Right foot goes up, bring it all the way through for pigeon on this side. Now if you're up really high like I am, I should have a block underneath here for support. They can grab my blocks, so that's okay, even though there's a ton of blocks back behind me right now. But I'm just going to make sure that I support myself on my arms for right now. So drop it on down for a sleeping pigeon on this side if you've got it. Just a few breaths. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and just roll out of it, and let's go ahead and meet back into seated position. All right, well thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hopefully I'll get to see you in person before too long, but I hope you enjoyed the flow, and feel free to do it as many times as you'd like I said. And thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.